let me take a time out to say a special good morning to those of you listening to Classic Radio 105.5, 105.9 on the FM dial. It's Friday, the 21st day of March. Welcome to The Point, especially those of you viewing, of course, via our social media platforms, listening via social media platforms. Also, good morning, and certainly hope all is well with you. It's To The Point once again. I'm your host, GT. Folks, we will be having an open line edition this morning. And there's no guest in studio this morning, so which means our listeners and viewers, you have the option of calling in. Let's hear your views. Let's hear your concerns this morning. Been lots happening from the budget debate last week to the Senate debate that have a couple of days this week that took place. Certainly there are things about it that you may want to comment on. Things within your, of course, your environment that you may want to speak about that is of concern to you this morning. Feel free to do so. The usual options, folks, via the WhatsApp, 435-2041, the direct line 435-2041. Those are the numbers you call. And, of course, make sure, I just have to say it all the time, sometimes it slips individuals, make sure whatever device you have in the background is lowered or turned off directly when you decide to make that call. You will certainly hear me via the telephone, all right? And let's get it rolling this morning. Who's going to break that ice this morning in terms of getting on there, being part of the open line edition of To The Point? Once again, it's Friday, the 21st day of March, 2025. Hope all is well with everyone on the outdoors this morning. And those of you indoors also, hope all is well with you. Because there are folks on the outdoors who are walking around and listening to devices. Not always recommended that you keep those headphones or AirPods in your ear. Sometimes you don't hear vehicles or something or a horn being tooted at you. You may not hear it. It's not always advisable because there are folks sometimes that play it that loud in their ear and you may not hear. So it's not always advisable that you do so. All right. The lines are open once again, folks. 435-2041. Let's hear your views, your concerns this morning. You want to share an opinion, feel free to do so also. The lines are open to you. 435-2041. Drivers on the nation's roads, good morning. Hope all is well with you. Those of you who are probably stuck in traffic this morning, I know the thrill that goes through with that. Yeah, You want to get moving and sometimes there's some sort of an obstruction that is holding you up. Especially if you're on your way to work and you want to get there for a particular time. Even though you're left at the appropriate time, but you know from home, you're left at the appropriate time, but there's always something that offers you that delay and that shows you off a whole lot. Once again, 435-2041, 435. Don't let that road rage get to you this morning. I know sometimes it do get to you, despite especially whatever is causing that obstruction or that slow down in the traffic. Don't let it get to you this morning. Just be patient. Things will get going, all right? Once again, 435-2041. Let's get your calls coming in terms of what you would like to speak about this morning. As I mentioned, there's no specific topic. It's open. Just listen to whatever you have to say this morning. Certainly in the option of giving you a listening ear. Once again, 435-2041. Hey, let me say good morning to my good bro Innocent. How you doing this morning, bro? I see you on here this morning. What's up with you, man? What's up with you this morning? What's up with you? All is well? All right. I ain't going to say no more. Good morning. Once again, the lines are open, folks. Let's get that calls rolling off this morning. 435-2041. I think I have checked everything and nothing is engaged. That is going to be preventing you from calling in. 435-2041. Who's going to break that ice this morning here on To The Point? And let's say good morning to the, of course, I saw a group of youngsters yesterday engaging in, of course, some activities that's not always favorable. What's your take on that, the youngsters, in terms of their behavior also? That's another talking point we could probably entertain this morning. Is it getting out of hand in terms of what the youngsters are engaging themselves in? Sometimes the disrespectful nature to authority. Yeah, it's becoming a little bit unbecoming lately in that also. Once again, 435-2041. The lines are open. Let's hear from you this morning. Who's going to break that ice? Once again, you have double options of calling in. You can call via the WhatsApp, or you can call me directly, 435-2041. Both options, of course, carries the same number. We do have a first caller. Let's take this call and see what they have to offer. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Just one little thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm with your topic.
Well, it's broadly open this morning. I just mentioned some talking points that you may want to gravitate to or not, but if you have something of your own, no problem. Go right ahead.
ETIQUETTE is pronounced etiquette and not etiquette.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Okay, thank you.
You are.
Have a good morning. 435-2041. 435-2041. The lines are opened. Let's hear from you this morning. And in terms of your contribution here on the program, 435-2041. 435-2041. Let's hear from you this morning. Let's go back to the phone line. Let's see who we have online again. Caller, you are live. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yes, sir. My concern this morning is with the traffic. I have to say the traffic department.
Yes.
There is a problem that's getting very big in this country, and apparently it's not being addressed. There are people that are buying vehicles, and the vehicles are being parked on the public road. It creates a problem, especially on mornings when people are trying to get to work. You always have the issue where you have to stop and you have to wait on vehicles to come so you can get clearance to go, and that kind of problem. For instance, let's say in Montu, I passed through Montu sometime last week, and I checked over 30 vehicles parked on the side of the road. And it's a problem to pass through there when you have times when people are trying to get to work and trying to get to their destinations and so on. So I'd like the traffic department to look into those things.
What are some of the recommendations? Sorry for cutting you there, but what are some of the recommendations you would like to throw to the traffic department to kind of put a curve on that point? What are some of the recommendations you were thinking about?
All right. Well, based on what I think that I understand, it's an offense to park your vehicle on the public road. That's a start with. The traffic department needs to get to the owners of the vehicles, give them a time frame within which they can allocate a parking area for the vehicle. Mm-hmm. Because some people have the vehicle parked on the road and they live in 500 feet from the road. So the vehicle's parked on the road, they live in up a hill or down a hill or whatever. So if there's an issue, you cannot find this person in a quick space of time to get them to move the vehicle. For instance, if there's a fire and the fire truck has to pass through, there are certain places that the vehicles are parked that there's not enough space for a fire truck to pass. So they need to look into that, give the people a time frame to find a parking area for the vehicle, or create a parking area for the vehicle. So you might give them either 6 months, 8 months, whatever, to make it kind of friendly so that they can try and create a parking area for the vehicle.
What about the option of time for in terms of with signs that gives you parking time in particular? So you may not be able to park between 6 and 9 a.m. in the morning because of the folks. That's when traffic seems to be busy in certain areas. What about that option also?
Well, that is an option, but I don't think it's a workable option. The reason being, within that time, if somebody has a vehicle parked there and they're nowhere to be found, then you still have an issue, because even if the police want to clamp the vehicle or tow the vehicle, it takes time to get those things done.
Understandable. But if if you've been ticketed a couple of times, and you see that cost that has been incurred on you, I guess you would refrain, right? Not so.
Right. That's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah. All right, man.
That's one aspect. Mm-hmm. The other aspect I have is to try and ease the traffic congestion. I live on the Calivini side, right?
Yeah.
And in the morning time, there's always a traffic build-up at the cliff. Now, I'm thinking the cliff area is fairly wide enough that the traffic department could make the portion of the cliff that comes from Calivini towards the cliff. From the time you get around that corner by Dr. Lowe, they could actually make that road like 3 lanes. So you have the lane for the people that go into St. David's, and then make it 2 lanes for the people that come in down. 1 lane for the people that's going and pass down through that road by Sugar Factory, and the other lane for the people that go in and pass over Oban. Because on mornings, that traffic, believe it or not, does be from the cliff sometimes to all by Egmont Gap or even further.
All right.
So that's an option.
All right. Well, I certainly hope those in authority are listening to some of the recommendations that you made, and hopefully they will see it feasible, that it's doable, of course, and have implement some of those ideas. Thanks a whole lot, caller.
Thank you very much, and have a great day.
You too, sir. 435-2041. The lines are open, folks. Let's hear from you this morning in terms of your views, your concerns as relates to issues that's you may want to throw out this morning. Let's go to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning to you.
Greetings, Mr. Telesford. How are you?
Doing good, sir. How are you this morning?
Pretty all right. So many things to talk about, but I'll focus on one. Before I go, Your first caller made reference a while ago to the pronunciation of a particular word. You recall, Mr. Telesford, do you?
Yes, she was speaking. She said etiquette, whatever means. She wants to put it at that. Something of that nature. She did the spelling and made the pronunciation.
I think I heard her say that it's not etiquette, but etiquette.
Something of that nature.
Oh, well, maybe in French because I'm not too certain. That Q, the letter we know as Q, sounds K. All right, like the C in cats or whatever. But in the English language, the Q sounds KW. In other words, that is why we say quick and not kick. Take a look. Quick is quick, but Kick, kick. You get my drift?
Yes, sir.
So in Spanish, in Spanish it is evident too that is K. So you say etiqueta. In French, she may be etiquette, but in English, it's etiquette because we don't say quality, we say quality. I trust the little lesson as far as pedantry in the pronunciation of a language holds out. Now, finally, Mr. Telesford, a couple of mornings ago, Wednesday particularly, you had a guest, the name of Cornwall, so-called Minister for Finance. And I asked him two particular questions. And his responses were crystal clear. As a matter of fact, I asked questions to solicit information because you see, I blind, I can't see, I know what's going on, I had to find out otherwise. You understand me? For me to understand something, I had to touch it or question it. You get my drift, Mr. Telesford?
Fully well, sir.
The first question was a perfect little answer and so on relative to the construction of a cultural center. And he drew reference that even went to far as to tell us that they found out in the Ministry of Finance that some $3 million had been delivered to the contractor and not even a stone moved. I only trust, as I said yesterday morning, that they make moves to recover this money in the interest of the people of Grenada. But the second one had to do with the projects that he claimed to have been doing in his constituency. And my question was, can you tell us where the finances for these things came from? And without very much ado, and with total clarity, the best he could have done, the best was to tell us in uncertain terms that he does not have the obligation to tell us. When I say us, I refer to the people of this country, because I asked the question and he answers the people. No, you see, this is where the danger is, and I'm very happy that he expounded it in that way. Mr. Telesford, because of the deficiency in the constitution of this country as it relates to separation of powers, the executive is the legislature, and the legislature is the executive. And this, according to philosophers in political theory, can never be democratic. This man is an elected member of the Parliament of Grenada. And he is telling us in no uncertain terms that he doesn't have to tell us where he gets his finances from. And I was so happy this, and I only hope that Grenadians are listening. Nobody has been like this for 50 plus years. And everybody thinks it's nice, the minister is doing this and he can get money here and there. No, that is why all over the world we have controls on party financing, because we do not know. Who knows? Hypothetically, if it is mafia money, hypothetically, don't get me wrong. Who knows where the money comes from? It may come from genuine people willing to help in the community and otherwise. But it has to be controlled. That is why all over the world there are laws on political financing. This is a problem in what we consider to be democracy. The fix is to revamp the Constitution so that people like them, when they take position, have to be responsible. Responsibility, accountability to the people who put them in office. Because, Mr. Telesford, sir, That activity is an open floodgate to corruption. No wonder this country, nobody has been accused here. This is in general thought. That is why this country has been and will continue to be until we change the constitution, a country of deceit, hypocrisy, injustice, corruption, and untrustworthiness. I trust that my message is clear. No name, no warrant, nobody accused in general terms. For what it's worth, Mr. Telesford, you have a nice day. Will you, sir?
You too, sir. Have a good one. Best wishes goes out to you. Folks, we drew for a break. Let's take that break. When we come back, much more of your calls here on the program. Stay with us. It's To The Point, an open line edition for today, Friday the 21st. We will be right back after the break.
Whether you're a culinary expert like me, okay, I'm joking, I'm not an expert, I'm a novice, or a novice like me, we have the products for you to assist you on your culinary journey. Let us start with the seasoning. This is the foundation. This is where you start. So we have our small sachets here. As you can see, we have chicken, we have fish, we have all-purpose, we have to flavor the pot. Various sizes. We have the shakers here in 125 gram as well in the same flavors. And if you want a larger format, we have it in the 200 gram. Remember, these things will be available at the GBN Maggie King of the Grill, and they're also available at your favorite store or supermarket nationwide.
Get ready, Grenada. The Maggie King of the Grill is back and bigger than ever. On Saturday, June 7th, Monroe's playing field transforms into the ultimate battleground for grill masters. Think you got what it takes? Then fire up those grills and show your skills. Registration closes Friday, April the 11th. So don't miss your chance to compete for that sizzling prize and bragging rights. It's food, fun, and flavor, all powered by Maggie. To register, call 407-8458. Maggie King of the Grill, where flavor rules. See you there.
Hey GBN family, we've got a brand new home on Facebook and you need to be there. Follow us now on Facebook at Grenada Broadcasting Network -GBN. Stay updated with the latest news, sports, entertainment, and everything Grenada. Don't miss out. Like, follow, and share. Grenada Broadcasting Network. Stay informed, stay ahead. First with the news, fast with the updates.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers, to The Point, Classic Radio GBN TV. It's Friday, the 21st day of March, 2025. We have an open line edition for you on today's program. We go back to the phone line. Caller, you are live. Good morning.
Yes, a good morning to you, Doc.
How are you this morning, sir?
Quiet, how are you?
Doing great. Doing great.
Have a great day. I think by now we should realize that we do not have democracy in the world. Yeah? Mm-hmm. We should get it now. Internationally, we have no democracy. Yes, it's autocracy. That's the strategy they use to control us. We, as I pointed out and identified many, many years ago, we are just slaves. It's a new form of slavery, polished slavery, where we are educated, but we do the same thing that we did over the years in colonial times. Produce for the people at the top. So they push us and they use us to create the revenue and they take it for themselves. So we can't expect different. They don't have an interest in our development, our financial development, or well-being. That is how we have been used. And we should identify that many, many, many years ago. We continue to fight for them. Confusion, make quarrel. And they laugh at us. Because they know, obviously, when they cut up this country into parishes, each one is a governor in themselves, and they use the citizens of the various parishes to create the wealth for them and to take it for themselves. That's what they do. Don't expect different. Have a good day, sir.
You too, sir. Have a good morning. And thanks for your contribution this morning. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number if you want to make a contribution on today's program, the open line edition. We go back to the phone line. Caller, you are live. Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Good morning to you.
I just want to talk about our bus drivers.
Yes.
This morning I was coming to River Road and the ambulance wanted to pass. So everybody pulled aside for the ambulance to pass. And immediately behind the ambulance with the same speed was a bus. Mm-hmm. And I think that is so dangerous. We must start taking these videos and send it to the police. They have to do something about it because that's not the first time.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. Hey, folks, 445-2041. Don't forget you could also send your comments via the WhatsApp. And I'm taking a comment from the WhatsApp. Someone is saying, good morning. I just want to say that the way the elders conduct themselves in the House of Parliament is not right. And in the best interest of the people, I want them to stop daily name calling and conduct themselves with respect. You see, when young children see the behavior of the elders, it tells a lot when they come out. I think there's a bit of a typo in there. Comes out of things of I'm missing the rest of it because of the typos in between there. And the individual is also saying, I'm looking at Maggie products on the screen. What is the reason? Don't forget, it's the Maggie King of the Grill coming up for you, folks. Stick around and listen up to GBN. There's so much more information as relation to it, folks. Let's go to the phone line. We lost that caller, 435-2041. 435-2041. That's the number to come to be part of today's program. It's an open line edition. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you are live. Good morning and welcome.
Hi, good morning, GT. How are you doing today?
Doing good. How are you this morning?
I'm all right. All right. GT, I want to see more follow-up of journalism in the country. Mm-hmm. For instance, a few months ago, I listened to news about this Grenadian man that killed, I think, 17 people. The follow-up of the journalism in Grenada, we should hear now where that man born, which community, you know?
Yes.
Then we have an idea now about more on him, but we never hear nothing else more than this Grenadian man was arrested where and where. And had more than 17 people. So if we have more follow-up, then we'll get more about our citizens in this country. And I think growing up, our grandparents and them, we know they never go in college, they never go in secondary school. Most of them tell us they don't go to school. But these people was very high in education, in wisdom, because the things that they tell us, I don't think a teacher could have teach them that. Our parents, grandparents used to say, never jealous of what you see somebody have. You don't know if they ride the devil back to get what they have, so don't jealous them. And you see, I listen to that radio program many times on all stations. And most of us use that station to lambast, lie on people and say all kind of things. Based on the interview with Mr. Kennedy Budlal, he had people behind that paying people to come on the radio and say a lot of wrong people in this country, and that is not right. Sometimes we see them, we take them higher than us because they high up in society, they have money and they have education. But these people and them do a lot to undermine the young people in this country. This is why we have using the radio station not to uplift most people, but is to bring them down, and that is not right.
All right.
Have a good evening.
You too, caller. Thank you so much.
Brother.
Have a good day yourself, and I appreciate your contribution this morning as always. 445-2041. Someone is saying, good morning. The traffic situation on the cliff is horrible on mornings. I'm not sure if this will help, but maybe the police need to have some presence there during the peak hours. That's just someone's making their contribution in relation to that. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, sir.
I don't know much. I'm a little bit educated, but not fully educated. What I do know is pronunciation varies from place to place, from island to island, from country to country, and so on and so on. Now, there are certain pronunciations that have been accepted generally. I don't know if the word is etiquette or etiquette. In fact, there is a word which every one of us say. Some people say everybody. Some say everybody. But we yet understand what they say or what they are saying. So I consider pronunciation are very, very important. But it's the concept of what you get from the conversation or what is being said. This is what important. You're supposed to get a concept which is a generalized idea of what is being said. And you are interested in communication, nothing else but communication, so that the people could learn and would learn. But according to the pronunciation or the articulation or whatever you use, it varies from place to place. Take note.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So if I say anybody, you should understand what I'm talking about, right?
Definitely. Communication, that's important.
Thank you. Have a good morning.
I think that you're learning from me now.
I think so also. Have a good day, sir. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number to get on today's program, folks. An open line edition for you here on To The Point. Let's see if we could grab some other contributions, some of those folks via the WhatsApp. Someone is making a contribution saying that someone to say hopping back into the traffic issues in Grenada. I visited last week and noticed the congestion which can be handled by staggering working hours. Staggering working hours? Things that what they're trying to say here, and having traffic police in the Calavini to curb the traffic issue. That's what another contribution here from someone once again. Caller, you are live. Good morning and welcome.
Yes, good morning, GT.
Good morning to you.
A little bit on the pronunciation, because there was a time, Grenada was British.
Yes.
Okay, with the independence and all, we had a standard way of speaking and spelling. Now, we have a kind of mix-up American and British pronunciation. I am saying maybe the best thing is to use Google a little more. People who talk language for their job and writing for their job, they need to use Google a little more to make sure that, and then again, the different stations, different media houses should have their in-house rules. So are we going to use the British way? That should be a rule. Or are we going to use both British and American? You understand?
Get where you're coming from? Mm-hmm.
Yes. So it will make life easier for the workers if you make the rule clear that which one we are going to accept. Okay? So when they use Google, they will see, take for example, vehicle. You will see the pronunciation vehicle, but then you will also see vehicle.
Yes.
You understand?
Getting you.
Yes. So I am saying the problem seems to be the in-house rule, that they must put their foot down and say, we are using British English or we are using American English. But when you're mixing them up, you have that kind of confusion. But GT, I really call to warn Grenadians about this bad flu that, according to a doctor, they are simply taking for a cold and it's killing people. People are dying from pneumonia and upper respiratory infection in Grenada right here. Yes? Mm-hmm. Because they are saying they have the cold and they're drinking all kind of bush. And then when the infection gets to the lungs, that is too late, according to the doctor, yeah? When the infection gets to the lungs now, that is too late. They will have a kind of slow death, okay? So I just thought I would put that out because I'm hearing people talking about this bad cold, and they're drinking bush. But they really should take it a little more serious and go to the doctor so that they will get the antibiotic and so on and so on. All right?
All right.
Thank you, my dear. Have a good day.
You too, caller. Have yourself a great day and appreciate your contribution as always. 435-2041, 435-2041. The lines are open. Let's go to the WhatsApp and take another peek at some of the contributions via the WhatsApp once again. Someone is saying good morning. With reference to the traffic problem, I also recommend that they park certain places at specific times, like no parking between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m., 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. That was one of the suggestions I actually mentioned to the caller when we were actually speaking in reference to that. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
So, Megan,
be brief,
once
please,
you're
sir.
educated, you adopt yourself. That's what education means. So if you go to America and you hear them saying everybody, you have to say everybody too. If you don't want to say it, you shut your mouth. But you have to adapt yourself to suit the environment in which you live. And this is what's important. If I know I cannot keep up with a certain set of people, I would shut my mouth because I would say either they're not speaking good English or they're speaking badly. If I want to be part and parcel of them, I would have to adapt myself to what they are saying. And once you are educated, or you seem to be educated, you should know what to do at certain times. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. Appreciate your call as always. 435-2041. We're moving up to 25 minutes before the top 10. We drew for a break, second break in the program for today. Let's take it. And when we come back, we will entertain more of your calls directly after the break. Stay with us, folks. Don't touch it down.
Look.
In Grenada, sports aren't just a game, they're a way of life. They teach discipline, teamwork, and resilience. They inspire the next generation to push boundaries and chase excellence. That's why the Investment Migration Agency of Grenada is proud to support sports initiatives as part of our commitment to youth and national development. When we invest in sports programs, we invest in the future. We invest in the health and well-being of our youth, and we invest in broadening Grenada's reach, proudly connecting our athletes, our talent, and our nation to a global community. Together, we all go further. The Investment Migration Agency, unlocking the possibilities.
Tracksuit, water bottle, sneakers. It's time. Let's get ready to join us on the road this year for Quad Bank's annual Pump It Up Family Fun Walk. Tell your family and friends, and let's get moving towards a healthier lifestyle. Carry a coup. Come out in your numbers on Sunday, April 6th from 4 p.m. as we pump it up from Alexis Food Store's car park to the Hillsborough Tennis Court. On Sunday, May 4th, the action is on the mainland. We're hitting the road at 4 p.m. from Monrouge Playing Field to the Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Registration ends on May 2nd or while stocks last. So get your packages today. Individual packages cost $20. For groups of 3 or more, packages cost $15 each. Proceeds go towards the Princess Royal Hospital in Carriacou. Visit our website for more details. See you on the road for
Welcome home.
Welcome back to our listeners. Welcome back, viewers. Those of you via our social media platforms, also good morning to you and welcome. It's to the point. We have an open line edition this morning here on today's program. And of course, your calls are welcome. 435-2041. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Mr. Telesford, I beg your indulgences for a minute again.
Go right ahead, please, sir.
Mr. Telesford, I learned through the years that when we do things, we should do them with standards. There are standards. Almost everything in this world has been studied through research and development and otherwise, cataloged and documented. The principal languages spoken in this world are all also done in that way. I'm hearing some comments there which I have to, particularly from the male caller who spoke on the matter related to languages. It's evident to me that this chap doesn't, I mean, I don't really like to attack people personally, but it's evident that he doesn't know what a dictionary is, and he doesn't know what the phonetic symbols are in the language. This is documented. Every song that you make has a sign for it. Get a good dictionary and learn your language. Don't tell me that where you go, you have to adapt yourself, or you must send a doctor there, learn medicine, and when he come back and so on, instead of recommending the proper medication as he learned it, he must tell you go and drink Coryley Bush. No. Things have standard, and we have to resort to standards, the correct way, and stop fooling ourselves. Finally, Mr. Telesford, a couple nights ago, Monday night to be exact, I called in on a program where there were some quote-unquote journalists. And I questioned their ability or the manifestation of their work so far in this here country as relates to putting out there and investigating the matters which are very pertinent and important to the Grenadian people, which have been, well, from time to time, particularly by this individual here, repeatedly questioning the authorities to look into. One was that of the constitutionality of the country. The second was that related to people with disabilities and the laws established by the United Nations Convention on it. And there was another final one, particularly the issue of the rights of people with disabilities, particularly the visually impaired, to a secret ballot. The Constitution says one thing, and Article number 67(4) of the Representation of the People Act says another. From time to time. Now, the so-called media workers do not take it up, so I ask. And one of these super journalists responded to me in this way. Well, on this matter, I've always heard this man talking about this thing, but on the matter related to the Constitution, she spoke, she said, to some legal luminaries, and their response was that if he is satisfied how things going, take it to the court. Now, take a look at this. This is the duty of, quote-unquote, the Fourth Estate, as is established in certain parts and spoken about, to speak truth to power. If she, as a journalist, quote-unquote, heard something like that, her duty is to investigate it. But I want to remind this young lady this, because she sounds young, that there was a document published in 2002 by Dr. Nicholas Liverpool et al., a team, a commission set up by the state of Grenada to review the Constitution, and the document is called, titled, Constitution Review in Grenada, Some Things to Consider, 23 years ago in 2002. Check it out and see. It's not me that's saying that. It is a document made and presented to the people of Grenada by qualified people set up by the government of Grenada. You see, I'll end by saying, they get mad when I call them access repeating trucklers, because that's to truckler to suck up to. They find the access, they get exchange telephone numbers. Points come out, talking points come out, and they just repeat it. That's not journalism. Bah humbug with all of them, because they're wasting time and they're keeping the people of this country more illiterate and stupid than ever. For what it's worth, Mr. Telesford. Have a nice day, will you, sir? Thank you.
You too, sir. Have a good one. Have a good day. 435-2041. 435-2041. The lines are open. Approximately 20 minutes left on today's program. To the point, the open line edition, folks. Let's get your calls in this morning in terms of your views and concerns as it relates to this beautiful island of ours. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you are live. Good morning.
Hi, morning, Juki.
Good morning.
I want to clarify something, please, right? I'm a Grenadian. That's just a scenario, right?
Yes.
I live overseas. I've probably been living overseas for in excess of 10 years or so, right? Can I just come into my homeland, Grenada, go register, get my ID, get my ID and everything. 6 months from there or so, election is called. Can I just hop a plane and come back and put my egg somewhere?
Well,
What's the regulations governing all of that?
In relation to it, I think it should be an island for about a year, if I'm right about it. I'm hoping I'm right. I'm subject to correction in relation to it, but I think you should be living on an island for about a year. So I'm subject for correction.
Knows. Right. I wish someone who knows for sure could call in and clarify, because I was listening to another radio station a couple mornings ago, and the guy was encouraging people to come home and register to come with the intention of coming and voting, and regardless to how long you live overseas, and it's your right, and this sort of thing. But I mean, I live on island Grenada, and I'm not so young, And I know that there are regulations governing those things, but I was wondering if things have changed.
All right.
So I wish someone who knows about it could really clarify it, because I'm absolutely sure this guy was misleading people.
All right. I will try my best to get this out to the correct information in relation to that. I usually it's about a year. You should be on island about a year in regards to that.
What I thought.
So and as again I said, I'm subject to correction in terms of the what is really how the details of it really stands. All right. Thanks so much.
All right.
All right. 435-2041. So 435-2041. I certainly would get some clarification on that. And if someone out there who has the relevant information, you can certainly share with us this morning also. Let's go to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
JT, morning. How are you doing?
Doing great. How are you this morning?
Great. You know, I'm not a legal person, but I understand what the lady is trying to say. But I think you have to be, if you're a Commonwealth citizen, but if you are Grenadian, you can go on, you could, just like the lady say, come down and register and come back six months.
Okay.
Because that has been debatable for the longest time, because that is what a lot of people have been doing. It has been done by previous governments, etc. And people have been wondering if there's anything wrong with that. I don't think so. Commonwealth citizen must be residing in the country for a year. But the other Grenadians, you could come down right now for a holiday, register, and come back next 6 months and vote. But for Commonwealth citizens, I think there's a difference for Commonwealth citizens.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate your contribution. 435-2041. 435. Of course, that's one contribution there. I was certainly trying to get the exact information in relation to that. And if she's correct, well, appreciate that a whole lot also. 435-2041. The lines are open. And if you do have a contribution to today's program, feel free to do so. You also have the option of, if you want to send a contribution via the WhatsApp, feel free to do that. 435-2041. That's the number. Let's go back to the phone line. We do have another caller. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Good morning, GT.
Good morning to you.
Yeah. Despite the fact, I just want to talk about the burning.
Yes.
In the Petersfield area. And it's very, very annoying. It's, people who have, like me, have respiratory problem, allergies and all of that. Every day, from Sunday to Saturday, somebody is burning something. In the Bocas, people call it Petersfield.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I would really, really like the authorities who are listening to do something about it.
All right. But usually they should be have gained the permission in order to burn. Of course, we've been having the police or fire department, especially within the RGBF, coming and speak about that in relation to that. And of course, your neighbors should be informed just in case you intend to burn. That's the rules that governs the burning. You understand?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I know. But these people, they just don't care.
All right.
Sometimes it's twice a day, and I'm in Creighton and they are over there. And I'm actually smelling the kerosene.
Right.
With the wind.
All right.
And nobody cares about anybody.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Caller via WhatsApp, you're live. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yes. For Commonwealth citizen, I want to believe you have to reside in the country for a year, but nationals, they can register. If they're overseas, come in, register, and come in and vote as a normal citizen.
All right. Thank you for that bit of clarification. So you're the second individual stating that way, so we probably have that clarified. So I hope the individual that called in gets some clarification on that also now.
Yeah, because she made the statement that the talk show host was misleading people. And I think that's a misleading statement.
All right. Thanks for that clarification. Thank you so much. All right, man. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Doing great. How are you this morning?
I'm pretty fine. Nice weather.
All right.
Here now, I want to make a point concerning construction workers and fellas they don't want to go to work and all this sort of rubbish. It might be true on one side, but what I'm trying to say is that there are some contractors. You might borrow $2 to go to work. And when you're thinking you're getting paid fortnightly or weekly, the contractor will say you can't pay this week. So then a whole 3-4 weeks pass and you can't get paid. So how you paying the shop? How you paying your bills? How you paying for children to go to school? You understand? So it's a kind of two-way vice versa thing. That is what sometimes that could make man don't want to go to work, Because I have a partner that used to work with a company. 5 weeks he can get paid. He leave the work and he go in the next work. Like he let go the bone and he go behind the shadow because same thing, Same 5 weeks he can get paid. So contractors have to do, some contractors have to do better than that. Not all, some.
All right.
Because hungry people were there outside there and the sun hot. Have a good weekend, my brother.
You too, my dear. Have a good one. Thank you so much. 4352041. We have 10 minutes left on today's program. We're going to take a break. And when we come back with the final segment of today's program. It's to the point here on Classic Radio for today, Friday. We'll be right back after the break.
Like a freestyle, the life block flowing mile by mile. It's legacy, a beat that don't stop like Bob Marley say. One love on top, BCUH water out of sight, but it's always wrong, don't lose the light. From factories and wells so deep, corals, mangroves and fish they weep. Green water for the garden, keep it green. Save the cash and the earth gets clean. We use the water with a mindful mind. It's out of sight but never far behind. In nature, the answers always flow. Like water running pure, the cycle grows. It renews itself, same drop, same beat. It's all good, man, you got the heat. Water flow. No clean water, no vibes they grow. Protect our water, protect our future.
Time to go.
My name is Pianki Toussaint. I am a proud representative of the Maggie brand and by extension Bryden and Miners. And I'm here to tell you that we are very excited to be once again the title sponsor of the GBN Maggie King of the Grill. This is an event that we have partnered with for well over a decade. It's a family fun environment. It's a great way to taste the culinary exploits of some of Grenada's finest chefs. And I'm telling you, if you're not there, you're missing out on something grand, right? This is something that our brand, Maggie, a household name, your culinary partner, is very, very happy to be a part of. And you'll get to see some exciting, not just see, but also taste some delicious and exciting things from us on that.
Welcome back once again, listeners. Welcome back, viewers. We're into our final segment of today's program. To the point, the open line edition, 435-2041. That's a number you can call if you want to be part of today's program, 435-2041. Let's hear from you, your views, your concerns in terms of issues that is of concern to you. Let's hear from you this morning. Don't forget, you also have the option of the WhatsApp to make a contribution via there if you probably don't want to call in. And, of course, you want to send that message right there. I will certainly read it on air also. Once again, the lines are opened, 435-2041. You also have the option of calling in via the WhatsApp, 435-2041. Here on To The Point for today, Friday. It's the 21st day of March, folks. Yes, and it's the final edition of To The Point for this week. And next week, we may not have much of a broken program next week. We had, most of this week and last week, we had, of course, the budget presentation, the debates, the Senate debates and so forth that took place that had some broken, of course, time when we were unable to present the actual To The Point program for you. But next week, we should be back in full swing. Every day, we should be having our guests and so forth on the program. So, folks, 435-2041, that's the number if you want to get on today's program. Let's hear from you, folks. And once again, good morning. If you're just tuning in, guess you missed a whole lot. We still have that option. We don't have any particular subject matter that we are dealing with this morning. It's opened to, of course, all levels of the conversation this morning here on today's program. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number if you want to get on the program this morning. As we wait on calls, once again, folks, those of you who drive along on our nation's roads, I beg of you to drive along with that due care and attention. And, of course, make sure that as you drive along, you look out for, of course, other drivers. And, of course, the folks who are walking along on the nation's roads also. And we're into the, how we usually say locally, into the sports season. The different schools are maybe having their sports in games and so forth. And, there may be schools who may be having their relay meets and cross-country and so forth, that we will call it locally, looking for the youngsters who may be using the roads. So drive along with that due care and attention. I hope we have not exhausted all of our calls, and I mentioned, and then we see someone calling. So let's go to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
I just want to say something. I had on my mobile phone text or something that came in, and it was depicting the month of Ramadan. So that it went on my that thing, and it has all of March and underline. I am a Christian body, so I really cannot understand why that thing would come on my phone.
I'm trying to understand. You got something came on your phone. Was it via one of those third-party apps, the WhatsApp, or was it a text message?
I'm assuming that because it doesn't say nothing except the month of Ramadan is there, and it's underlined the days. It says it's Ramadan month, and that is it. And this thing just arrived on my phone.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to respond to you because I'm not. I'm
just saying it to you. I went to the telephone company to ask them how it, what is that, why it's there, and they said, oh, they don't know, but sometimes if it's Christmas, sometimes they put Merry Christmas on, but they couldn't give me anything for that one.
Okay.
And as a Christian, I feel sort of offended that this thing should come on my phone. It has never happened. I'm a very senior citizen, and it has never happened to me. And I'm a Catholic by religion, and I don't need to be seen what Ramadan is about. I respect other people's religion, but I am not going to put length for anybody to see. It's not, I'm not a preacher of that sort. So I do feel as a citizen, I have all right to my privacy, and this should not be on my phone.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Right.
Appreciate your concern. Let's go back to the WhatsApp. WhatsApp caller, you're live. Good morning.
Hey, GT, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. How are you doing this morning?
Hey, not too bad at all.
All right.
Yeah, GT, last Monday I listened to a program and read along, and there was a guy named Kennedy Butler, which everybody know, and he made some pronouncement about the ex-prime minister involved in a plot to take out Kid Clouding. And I never hear no media in Grenada bring it. I mean, this is something serious. And I feel what's going on that something like that is not getting attraction. The guy make a lot of pronouncement. He say he and somebody else was involved where the ex-prime minister pay $5,000 to get a car. And none of the media, everybody ignore that. What's going on in Grenada? This is all I gotta say. I think something need to be looked into that. The commissioner of police, the attorney general. This is serious allegation. Have a great weekend.
You too, sir. Have a good one. 435-2041. 435-2041. I know sometimes some contribution that I dare to stay away from. Just, of course, not having all the facts in relation to it, so I dare not say much in relation to that. 435-2041. 4.5 minutes moving up before we take a wrap on today's edition of To The Point. The lines are open once again. We still could accommodate a caller or two if it comes really quickly before we take a wrap. I'm seeing a contribution here from someone via the WhatsApp, and they're saying, we have HV plans to build a new hospital. Very, of course, very good. But we should focus on now. How about hiring more staff, nurse assistants, tech people for the labs, etc.? That's a contribution here from someone. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're alive. Good morning and welcome.
Yes. Good morning, GT.
Good morning to you.
I don't know if it's an open line.
It is an open line this morning.
Okay. I want to talk about the budget.
Yeah.
This the speaker, the minister that represents the business community, I want to talk about him. He made some points. And he talked about the discriminalization and the whatever of the marijuana. That was always my point. You have people to represent. They want to tell you that they will give you whatever, you could have a tree in the back of your land, in your garden. You would not able to control those things. Look at how these people, and if you look at the street, most of them, they start on marijuana and they smoke it, and then they put in other drugs in it. They full up the mental home, is drugs they own. How could you want to say discriminalization against marijuana and to legalize it? You just put in more pressure on people. We need to put an end to it. You can stop everybody, but no discriminalization and no legalization. And he spoke, and I have never heard anybody speak like him concerning that. And kudos to him. These people, and we put them there to represent them. I'm not against no politician, whether NDC or NMP. They do what they have to do. When they do it right, they do it right. We have people who represent him. We think this should be a voice for us. Those that say them, I don't want to bash anybody, they are Christian, but they are the voice for us. And I am so applauded by this mister. Kudos to him. That's all I have to say.
Thank you very much, caller. I appreciate your call. Hey, folks, that's where we're going to take a wrap for today's edition of To The Point. I want to thank all who called in. There's a caller that's coming really quick. I'll give that caller the opportunity before we take a wrap, and that will be my final caller. Caller, you're live. Go right ahead, please.
Good morning, GT. I want to emphasize the fact that today is the first day of spring in the Northern Hemisphere. You know, where Grenada is 23.5 degrees north of the equator. And, today is the first day of spring, meaning that it's the spring equinox. The equinox means that equal days and equal nights.
Okay.
So we're supposed to have longer periods of daylight now, beginning from at least today.
Mm-hmm.
And during the summer season, we have the longest periods of daylight. So the sun would rise at 5 after 5. So I'm only just closing the program with these sentiments.
Thank you. Appreciate it a whole lot. Hey, folks, once again, let's take a wrap. This is where we're going to take a wrap for today's program. Thanks all who contributed towards today's program. Appreciate it a whole lot, your calls and your contributions. And wish you all the best for the rest of the day. Join me again next week when we will have another edition of To The Point for you. Have a great day, folks, and goodbye.